Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to take this little booklet that I got. It's just been in my stash for a long time. And I think it was a set of 3 Recollections notebooks that I got on sale at Michael's a few years back. But I've decided to start working in my standard size, or not start working in, but start carrying my standard sized TN around with me. So I had this custom made leather journal made for myself, and it is just a traveler's notebook cover, but I ordered it when I was in Ontario from a girl that makes them there, and I got this one. I'll see if I can find her information and post it in the description of this video. This is a really nice, just a good sturdy heavy leather. I've got a couple of pockets stuck on the inside here that I put in. These are just the sticky pockets that I stuck right into it. There's nothing on the inside back cover. And you can see this is starting to get a little bit dirty, a little bit around the edges, a little bit stained and worn. I love that. But I haven't carried it for a long time. And in here, I do have some different notebooks. So I have these laminated covers that I got, and I just leave them in here and then stick notebooks in and out as I'm using them. So this one is just lined paper. These are a package that I got. I put a cover on this one, but this is a package of lined paper that I ordered online before I started making my own notebooks. And I don't order this size anymore. I just make them when I want them. But this is just a lined journal. I do have a section in here for when I travel. So I've got this nice card holder in here. So this is a bit of a kind of a folio where I have a nice big pocket here and 3 card holders and a place for stuff in here, just a secretarial pocket. These are 2 separate pieces, and I've got them in this second cover. Actually, I don't even have them in a cover. Small steps every day. This is just another one. It's just a blank notebook, and then in the back I have a blank place here to put something. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is stick my little art journal. I'm going to do an art journal in this one right here. So this is just, like I said, it's Recollections. So the paper is nothing special. I will put a cover on here. And so what I may do is I may cover this. I may do some artwork over top of this. I'm not sure, but for now I'm going to leave it. My goal tonight is to just sit, relax, and do a page. So I'm going to take my trusty old wax paper here. This is what keeps things from staining my desktop. I am going to put some underneath. I'm just going to take a piece of this, big enough to cover those pages, tear it down the middle like this. I'm going to shove one side under here. And I'm going to take it and flip this over and put the other side under here. Just put the straight edges together so that I can flip my pages over. And that should keep me from getting any mess anywhere but on these 2 pages. I'm going to grab some of this washi tape that's here, and I'm going to take these 2 together at the top and the bottom, and it'll hold them in underneath these 2 pages while I work on it. There, that's the best I can do, guys, to protect my surface. So yeah, protect your surface when you're going to work with wet art supplies. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take some of this gesso. I'm going to gesso my pages. So this is fairly thick. and which is what I need. I'm going to get it right in the middle too. But I'm going to give all my pages a good coat and turn these into something that I can work on. Because like I said, this is just cheap paper, guys. So I don't care if it wrinkles it up. When this book is done, I'm hoping that it'll be something that I can just go back and look at. So, I mean, I keep these little notebooks. I've got a bunch of them laying around. Things that I've done this in. So that page is covered. And I need to cover this page. Not much that you can see here, I guess, painting white on white. But it does give me a surface that I can work on. I'm going to put some spray inks on this page. A little bit of something in there. So that's that. There. I'm going to rinse this out because this stuff is kind of like glue. And it dries like... Leaving gesso on your brush is not a good thing. Let's just say that. Okay, so this is sticky, but it's not dry. I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of heat so that it'll dry up a little quicker. And it doesn't take just a minute, and this is dry enough to work on. So what I want to do next is I'm going to do some stamping on here, and I've got an old stamp that's not in good shape. I've got it on a sheet of acrylic. So this here, just a little tip. At the dollar store, sometimes you find these cheap little plastic frames that you just slide a picture into, like this. These ones had magnets on the back of them that I've taken off. I think I got 10 of them for $2.50 at Dollarama one day. They were just a package. So I got these, and I mean, this was a few years ago, so, but I got these and I used them to stick some of these clear stamps on. So I'm taking my archival ink, because once this is dry, it will not run. It'll be permanent. Haven't used this stamp in a long time, guys. There. And I am just going to stamp. Oh, that won't matter, because I'm just going to stamp like this. And I don't care if it comes out. I just want these lines and swirls and curly cues all over this, because this is going to be my background. And I'm doing some double stamping so that I get some light prints on here as well. I just want something on my background. And I think that will do. I'm going to take my stencil. I'm going to take some modeling paste. And I'm going to do some of this on here, like this. I want my writing to be... Do I want my writing to look like it's going across the page? You're not even going to be able to see it once it's done anyway. I think this is the top here. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put this on this side of the page and go down here. Just using my spatula. Let's lift that. And then I'm going to take the side that has more writing and do it over here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I think I jiggled this a little bit, so there. So now I'm going to dry it again. There's a lot of drying involved when you do this. That tape came apart. I'm going to stick that back down. I'm going to go wash my stencil and my spatula and my stamp, and I'll be right back. I'm going to let this dry for a minute. So everything is clean and ready to go away. Now this stencil that I'm using is, I don't know if you can see that very well, but this stencil that I'm using has these great floral patterns, kind of a diamond grid pattern with florals in it. It has script, and I can't remember what this stencil is called, but I got it from Ninny's Napkins, and it's a great little stencil. I've used it quite a bit. So, and that's ninnysnapkins.com, I believe. I do have a link to her website somewhere. I'll grab it and put it in the description box if I think of it. If not, somebody remind me in the comments, and I'll get that in there. But right now, I don't think I've left this quite long enough, and I'm going to give it some heat and let this dry. There, I think that's dry enough for me to add. I'm just going to get it wet again. I just don't want everything to run together. I like things to be a little bit simple. So I'm quite happy with just a background with just some texture and some color, and then to add a quote. This book doesn't have to be anything multi-layered. It can be if I wanted to be, but it doesn't have to be. So I have some ink sprays. I have this beautiful color that is, what color is this? Pure Sunshine. And I'm thinking that I need a little bit of that in my life. So I'm going to put some of that there. And I'm going to take this and tip it because I want it to run. See, it's just running down. I'm sorry you guys can't see it run as much. I'll tip it. Try to tip it so that you can see it, but that's basically what I want to do. And then I'm going to go here and here like that, and I'm going to let these run as well. I'm just going to let them tip and run till I'm happy with them. So let the sprays work for you. There. I'm wondering if I should spray a little water on this to make them runnier and let them go, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. So I have that color, and then I'm debating on whether to use, are these the same color? This is turquoise and this is Stream. This is a much darker alcohol ink than this is, and I do think that that's what I'm going to put in here. I'm just going to take my alcohol ink there. It's having a little bit of a time getting it open, but I'm just going to take it and I'm going to make a little puddle here. Oh, there. I'll just go around like that and then tip it and turn it and see where it goes. Oh, I like what that did. I like what that did. That's runny enough that it kind of went over some of the script, but it went around some of it. It actually went around some of it, and that's really cool. So, is it done running there? I love that. Now I need it. I want a lot, guys. I want a lot. I love the color, and it's doing what I want it to do. So there you can see it running. I'm just going to tap and shake and let it go. There. I love that it didn't go over some of that stencil. No, but because that's that dark, I think I'm going to use both. I'm going to go back to that other green as well. And I'm going to do like this. I want a lot of that down the center. That's enough, I think. I might have to do a little bit more. But let this run. I'm going to let it run right down and blend into the other green. There. It went all the way to the bottom of the page. And that's kind of what I wanted it to do. Now if it dries and I have these little puddles around here and that part stays darker, I'll be really happy about that. So all I'm going to do is put some heat to it. I've got a little bit of water, just a little bit of water in here. And to that I've added a little squirt of acrylic paint. And I'm watering this down. This is about the consistency of cream, but there's very little in here, very, very little in here. I am going to take a fan brush. I am going to just get the tips of the fan brush nice and wet and dab it off like this. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to go like this. I like the big and the little. If you do the fan brush, if you get a lot of paint on your bristles, you're going to get big blobs. I want a lot on here. I want it on here. I just feel like it. I just feel like it. I even want more down here. So the less, see now I have less on here. I'm getting really tiny little dots. So the least amount that you put on here, you get the tiny little dots and you have to bang it quite hard. The more you put on here, you get some big blobs. All right, now I'm gonna let this dry a bit while I work on the saying or the words, whatever, for here. And then I have some embellishments to add. So at the thrift store, I grabbed this Winsor & Newton artist watercolor paper, and I love it. I'm just going to write on this my little saying, and I'm going to use my gold paint pen. Ooh, I always do that first push down somewhere where I don't need it. So I'm going to write so that's what I want to put down. The more I find myself, the more people I lose. Yeah. So I saw this. I was flipping through my phone the other day and I saw this and it just struck me. I liked it and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to take this busted ruler. This ruler is busted, a mess, an absolute mess. And I am going to use it. I'm going to use it up here. Like that. I'm going to tear it there. And here. don't need all this. Oh, I'm struggling with that, guys. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Okay, and I want it a little bit wider, a little bit over here, I think. And a tear across the top. And it gives me a nice, jagged, ripped, I can even rip that a little bit more, like that. A nice, jagged, ripped piece of paper to put onto my page. I am going to take this and do my edges. I may just take the back of this paper. It's right here and handy. So I'm going to take this vintage photo. There. I like that. I'm okay with that. Okay, so I have my page and I have my quote, and I dug a sheet of this vellum. Isn't this vellum pretty? So I dug a sheet of this vellum out of my stash. I absolutely love this sheet, and I am going to use it in here. So what I'm going to do, I want the dragonfly and the hand. I love the dragonfly and the hand. And I want it there. I'm going to take this piece because it's got the Eiffel Tower, the hand, and the dragonfly. And I have this here or this here. Oh, it shows up so much better on this here. So I am going to add this here just because I like the look. But of course, I need to take these edges. I can't put them down here with just a raw, it looks like a raw edge. Let me slide this up a little bit. There, that's much easier. And just go onto the edge. I might need a little bit more ink. This one needs some hot glue under it to hold it down. The pad in this one is just lifting up. When I brought a lot of my supplies out here, it was in the winter, and I got a hotel room halfway when I was driving out, and a lot of my stuff stayed in the car overnight, and some glue came untucked, and some different things like that happened when my supplies were left in the car overnight and they got cold. So because this is vellum, I'm going to use my Tombow liquid glue, but I'm going to do it by going, I'm going to go all around the edge. Like this. I'm just kind of I'm kind of in a mood. And so I'm just kind of trying to do something that is reflecting my mood, which isn't very bright and sunny right now, I'll tell you. So there, that sticks down so nicely, but then the edges curl up. So see what that's doing? It's sticking where the glue is. I put the glue in just from the edge. It sticks down, but then the edges curl up because the vellum got wet. So I've done this a few times. You have to put the weight to them sometimes to get them to stick. It doesn't take the Tombow glue very long to tack down, but this vellum will fight it. There. And you can see through the vellum, which I think is really cool. Now I have some edge here, because I'm going to put this up in the corner. It's upside down, but I don't care. I just want that little piece of vellum up there. Do I want that piece up there, or do I want to go with this? I think I might want to go with this and put it right up here. There. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to edge it. Just put my glue in a bit from the outside edge. And then around here. Oh, my tummy. It's telling me it's snack time. But it's evening. I've had my dinner. It really isn't. So I'm going to put this up in this corner. And then just kind of work it and hold it down. You can see the line where the liquid is there, because where the liquid is, it makes this ink wet again. That's not a permanent ink. That's why I don't get the whole back of the vellum wet. I want that picture to show through, and I don't want it to soak up any of that background ink. So I'm going to hold this down for a minute. While I'm waiting for that to tack up a little bit, I'm going to ink this. I think I'm going to put this one down here. I love this. I love this layered look. I love it. It's kind of grungy and kind of old looking, I guess. There. like this, I think. And so to do that, I'm going to have to put this down. I'm going to kind of put a little more glue in that corner there. To make sure that that all stays down, and a little more under here too, because I'm going to glue this on top like this, like this. After it peels up 2 or 3 times, it starts to become tackier and it stays down. So, okay, so now I'm going to put enough glue on the back of this to hold it down. There, but I need a butterfly right there. So I'm going to go to my butterfly box, and I have a butterfly box. Oh, and I want to see what's in here that will go on this paper. So, I got so many brights. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, it matches kind of those colors too. I wonder if I take the foam off. This has got lots of foam on it. So I'm wondering if I just take the foam off of this and off of this. Reconnect this, because in my journal I do not want it to be raised up. Reconnect that onto there. Is that usable? And I think it is. I think it is. I think this is the one, guys. That didn't take me very long to find. Sometimes what you're looking for is right in front of you. There. So, what do I need to connect these together? Because this is plastic, but it does have that really sticky spot on there, and I think that'll stick to that, no problem. I am going to edge the bottom one. My husband's doing the dishes. Oh, he's such a good man. And my craft rooms are off the kitchen, so I'm not going to complain, and I hope it doesn't bother you guys. I'd be foolish to complain, right? Don't do my dishes. Yes. Like that's ever going to happen. This color is matching right there almost perfectly, so it's the perfect color for this butterfly. And I just want that underneath, because when I put this one on top of it, I'm only going to glue it down in the middle, and that's going to look like a shadow underneath. So there. This is a little bit of fabric glue. If I can get this out of here, the pin that's stuck in there. So because this is sponge, I'm thinking it's kind of like fabric. So I'm hoping that the fabric glue will stick this to this. I just want to stick it in the middle. And if it doesn't want to stay down, that's what happens when you dismantle something. There. The really cool part of being able to put the plastic part back on the top of the sticker is that it already had some fold lines there, and there. To make those wings come up a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is take my tiny attacher, which is sitting right here in front of me, and I'm going to go up here to the middle of that butterfly, and I'm going to staple that right there, because then it's not going to come off. It's not going anywhere, guys. So I'm going to glue, completely glue this bottom one down. This is just craft paper on the bottom. I'm going to put that one right there. And then when I went over to grab my fabric glue, I better put this back in here or nothing will ever come out of it again. It's just a little pin stopper that was gifted to me, and I can't remember who gave that to me now. I'm not sure, but I think it was Joyce. So if it was Joyce, let me know in the comments down below. I think that's who it came from. So I have my butterfly attached right there, and that will stick better once that glue is dry as well. But when I ran over to get that fabric glue out of the bowl, this was down there, and it's just a little butterfly that I cut out of something and sat in the bowl because I just didn't want to toss it. But look at the colors, guys, and it's so perfect. And I'm thinking just right down there, and it has a little bit of gold. It's not even gold glitter, it's more like gold stickles that's on this. So what do you think, guys? Should I put that one there too? I think I should. There. So that's my page. But it doesn't have a border yet, and it must have a border. It must have. So I do have a black paint pen right here. This is an acrylic, It's an acrylic painter, and the brand name is Flysea, Flysea, and I just got a package of like 3 of these, I think, off of Amazon to try them. But I must say this does work incredibly well. So, and it's a fine tip marker, and it works really well. Get a stitch, dot, 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 and I'm going to go around the bottom like that. There. White paint, and I'm going to add a few more dots on this, guys. I'd like a few things to stick out, to pop out a little bit more, but no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it muted because that's the mood. That's what I'm kind of going for. Oh, I am going to date it. There, to put the date on. And yeah, I'm going to use this for a mood. This will be quite chunky when I'm done, but I'm not going to go on this page now. So you see this, because this has gone through because of all that wet medium. I am going to glue, because this is just cheap paper, I'm going to glue that page to that page. So I'll skip a page when I do my next one, and I'll glue these 2 together. That way, when I do my next one, I can put my wax paper underneath and protect what I've already done too before I glue them together. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to create a little cover here, which will probably just be onto a separate piece of paper stuck on here. And I'm going to make a cover for this as well. But while I'm not using it in between my little sessions, I am going to keep it in the book. So I know where everything is. So I'm art journaling in here, and I'm journaling in here. So for my journal, what I plan on doing is just writing. I'm going to use my flare pens, and then that way I can grab a different flare pen. It didn't go through this paper, so this is pretty good paper. So I'm going to journal on here, but I'm just going to grab a different colored pen every time I start a new session, and then just follow one session after the other, so there won't be anything in here but writing. And then this will kind of be the mood art book that goes with it. So I'm a bit moody today, so I've got muted, moody colors. Yes. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this little page. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't done that already. Come on around and watch some more videos. Join me on my journey of planning and journaling and a little bit more. And I will see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Stay safe and stay well.